Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. Centre decides to reduce disturbed areas under AFSPA in Nagaland, Assam and Manipur. Southern Angami Public Organisation temporarily suspends indefinite bandh from today. Nagaland Government orders Power Department to install smart prepayment meters for all categories of consumers in phased manner with immediate effect. An advisor for Youth Resources and Sports, Zale Neikha, inaugurates first hockey stadium on the Khelo India Centre at Jakhama. Now the news in detail. The centre has decided to reduce disturbed areas under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, in Nagaland, Assam and Manipur after decades. In a series of tweets, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said the reduction in areas under the AFSPA is a result of the improved security situation and fast-tracked development due to the consistent efforts and several agreements to end the insurgency and bring lasting peace in the northeast. He lauded Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his unwavering commitment, saying that the northeastern region, which was neglected for decades, is now witnessing a new era of peace, prosperity and unprecedented development. The minister congratulated the people of Northeast on this momentous occasion. Chief Minister Nipirio in a tweet expressed gratitude to the centre for reducing disturbed areas under AFSPA in the states of Nagaland, Assam and Manipur. Rio said this is a significant development towards bringing stability, security and prosperity to the northeast region. The Southern Angami Public Organisation SAPO today decided to temporarily suspend the indefinite bandh in its jurisdiction after deliberation with its governing body and frontal organizations. SAPO said that the bandh has been suspended basing on the Denime People's Organization DPO ultimatum on Manipur government to withdraw police forces from Gezolsa on 29 March 2022 and request to SAPO to lift the blockade and fervent request of Angami Public Organisation to lift the bandh for upcoming 50 years Golden Jubilee to be held on 8 April 2022. SAPO further said that the relaxation and lifting of indefinite bandh is only temporary measure and that if the government of Manipur fails to adhere to the ultimatum served by DPO, SAPO will initiate its own course of action. Nagaland government has said that the Power Department will mandatorily install smart prepayment meters for all categories of consumers in a time-bound and phased manner with immediate effect. The government said those areas or consumers where postpaid meters are operational at present shall not be brought under the ambit of communitization of electricity till further orders. The order is in compliance with the Ministry of Power, which has mandated installation of smart prepayment meters mandatory for all categories of consumers. Advisor for Youth Resources and Sports, Zale Neikha, today said that the United Democratic Alliance government in the state is initiating policy reforms and emphasizing on development of sports infrastructure in order to promote sports and tap budding sportspersons. He said this while inaugurating the Khelo India Centre KIC for hockey at Loyola Higher Secondary School, Jakhama. Neikha also expressed gratitude to Loyola School for being the pioneer of hockey and tactfully bringing the game this far in the state. The advisor also said that he would take up laying of AstroTurf at the only hockey ground in the state on priority at the government level. The hockey ground is the only school in the entire Nagaland which has a proper hockey ground, and the students have been representing the state at various levels of competitions, including national and international events. The physical teacher of Loyola School, Walter de Souza, first introduced hockey to its students and after undergoing NIS training became a full-time coach. Thereby hockey as a sports discipline was set up in Nagaland in the early 1980s. This news comes to you from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. To commemorate the celebration of 75 years of India's independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we present India at 75 quiz with AIR News Kohima, a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history every Thursday in the Evening News Bulletin. And here goes our question of the week for English News Bulletin. Kings are made for public. Public is not made for king. Who made this statement during the national movement? I repeat, kings are made for public. Public is not made for king. Who made this statement during the national movement? Listeners can send their responses to the question to our email airnewskohimaindia75@gmail.com or WhatsApp to 9485 239950 along with name and address. The first correct answer received from the participants will be selected as the winner and will be announced in tomorrow's morning news at 7:30 a.m. Chief Minister Nipirio today extended Auling Mungyu greetings to the Konyak and Palm community. Taking to Twitter, Rio called to exhibit the true spirit of festival, which is love, friendship and forgiveness. He implored that a bountiful harvest of crops be answered so that the people forge ahead with renewed vigor into the coming year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with students, teachers and parents all over the world in the 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha program tomorrow at Tokadora Stadium in New Delhi. The Prime Minister will respond to questions related to examination stress by students in a live program. During the participatory outreach program, Modi will interact with students who will appear in the board examinations. The program will be telecast at DT National, DT News, DT India, as well as live web streaming on websites of BMO, Namo App, MOE, Doordarshan, mygov.in, and Swayamprabha channels of MOE. It will also be broadcast in All India Radio. Meanwhile, School Education Department Nagaland has asked all schools, both government and private, functioning within the state to make necessary arrangements for students of classes 6 and above to view or hear the program. Further, students, teachers, parents, officials are also encouraged to post photographs of them viewing the Pariksha Pe Charcha 2022 on social media with the hashtags PPC 2022 and hashtag Exam Warriors. Meanwhile, Principal of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Kohima has invited students, parents and teachers and all stakeholders to watch the program live at the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Yukukye Kohima. The state reported one COVID-19 positive case today out of 189 sample tests, taking the total caseload to 35,476. Till date, 33,217 persons have recovered from the infection and 755 COVID deaths have been reported from the state. Out of 16 active cases, 15 are under home isolation and 1 admitted in COVID hospital. Nagaland Police football team today entered semi-final round by drawing lots at the ongoing 68th edition of Bharat Ratna Lokopriya Gopinath Bordoloi Trophy Football Tournament at Guwahati Sports Association office. Nagaland Police will play against India Club Silchar in the first semi-final match at Nehru Stadium. Nagaland Police team was led by coach Lola Vollier, and the trophy is an annual Indian football tournament organized by Guwahati Sports Association. And now to end the news, here are the main points again. Centre decides to reduce disturbed areas under AFSPA in Nagaland, Assam and Manipur. Southern Angami Public Organisation temporarily suspends indefinite bandh from today. Nagaland Government orders Power Department to install smart prepayment meters for all categories of consumers in a phased manner with immediate effect. An advisor for youth resources and sports, Zale Neikha, inaugurates first hockey stadium under Khelo India Centre at Jakhama. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.